Hello everyone, sorry I'm eating for just a minute while I wait for Mindy, but I thought I'd go live first. Oh. Do that right off the bat, so if it has issues, we don't have it while I'm driving. Now that makes it even more suspicious with Constance. I really do not like the way she put that. 2 ingredients are portmanteaus, Trace tonic and Norwegian Ridgeback. Okay. Mindy's here. I'm going to hand her the phone and start the car and let her... watching time to play and go a different direction than that fire truck just went. That was one of the, like, just regular fire trucks, so... they're obviously headed to a fire, but not. Not close enough that we can't hopefully try and avoid it. If we go a different, slightly different way. So, let me know live, but so David is at work already, and he should be getting off sometime in the next while. Looks like I'm live. What?
Jen said hi. Did you watch last week's stream? And let me know what you buffered out.
Okay. First, it may be the area we're in. I am going to give the possibility of that, so give me just a little bit, because of this area can be kind of mean at times. David got a job, so I'm taking Mindy to work, but I may be picking up David in the next hour or so. Or I should be. And so I'm going to just stay in town. I saved my strength to be able to do that today. I have not watch the stream yet. I've been busy catching up on other streams that when I have energy and can think, I'm catching up on streams that I want to watch and be aware of and whatever. And then I have some other streams that I just kind of turn on to not think at times, and so that's what I watch the rest of the time when I literally don't have sleep. Because a lot of the ones I like to watch require thinking. You can go after any of the purple.
David's working at a place called Best Western Weston. It's kind of by Logan Library.
Mindy was working last year. At this time, in fact. Something in your eye? I hope it stops raining before I get to somewhere I could walk around after dropping Mindy off. I had hoped to get at least some walking in. But we'll see. your new glasses, Mindy?
Yeah. They're really uncomfortable with these headphones.
Oh, you know you don't need the headphones, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. But I can see how they'd be uncomfortable with the headphones. Sure exactly where you'd have to work with your headphones and work with your device to figure out exactly where to set it. Danny said he could hear mine when I was talking or when I had it on. But it could be because I kind of turned it up to me because at first I wasn't hearing anything and couldn't tell. If that makes sense. Oh, also question. I got a call from the pharmacy. Is that about you or?
I am. I can't bring them to get them.
Okay, so we need to have you be sure and go in tomorrow. Right? Or something. I just thought I'd remind you since they told me. So has Jen said anything else? Is the stream better, Jen?
I gotta go, unfortunately. Glad everyone's doing okay. Hope you get feeling back to normal soon. Catch the rest of the stream later.
Thanks, Jen. Honestly, I think it's gonna be a while. I'm trying to figure out the best way to be able to. I'd like to be able to get out and stream again daily. But I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that because right now, it's slowly increasing. I'm not at the point that I was right after, but it's a slow increase, and it may be months before we've got it back to where I was. I did end up contacting the place that I had the interviews scheduled at that said to contact them and then reschedule. And I ended up contacting him and telling him basically, hey, I don't know when I'm gonna be good. Thanks for the offer. And just went from there. And I did say when I'm doing better, I'll contact them. So, I haven't heard back from them at all. Now, that's not a port key for this time. That was a previous port key. I think I'm actually going to... So, yeah, I'm just kind of slightly in limbo right now. Oh, cool. Yes, I needed that. 6,800 XP. Yes, with the Burfios, but didn't need anything but the XP there. This is also an excuse to not have to drive or walk in the rain. Hope it peters out before just saw an older guy arrive on a bike in this rain. I wonder why. I'll take that. So I had started this before I noticed the requirements. Okay. There. Now I just need to screenshot the niffler. Let's go after this while... This is about what everyone's got from me for the past while. Is the runestone from the fortress. Wrong one. Okay. Now, let's go after all of this, and then I can show you where I'm at and talk about what's happened since I last played. So, or not since I last played, since I last streamed, I should say. Because I have played many times. It's just laying on my bed, and that was so close. Come on. Just checking to make sure I haven't got a message from David yet. Okay. Not that I need that one either. That's okay. Okay, first thing. I'm just going to check where we're at here. I know some are saying they save up, but I am not doing that. I'll just kind of freak out next time we have to do something, but so I am keeping those. Like this one needs to be gotten rid of. Okay. And that's personal choice. It does come in an issue when you have to brew specific things, but okay. I need the winged horse, which I don't know if we'll get very well this time. We'll see. I need the book, and those to get the green stars. Here I need the unicorn, the puffs, one more puff skin, 3 more unicorn, a bunch of the dragon eggs, and 1 more of this guy I just got, the blast-ended screw. And then I'll be able to go gold on that one. So, and then get those again for all of it for the green stars. I need 2 more swooping evil and 10 more executioner and 1 more of her Bellatrix's portrait. So to be able to do that one up, 2 more Voldemort for that one. 10 more of the Boggart cabinet to have all those golds, or all those starred. I need Madam Hooch. She becomes a cactus. He's chased by a rooster, and I need him. I need Peeves. I can't remember what that one is. And Moaning Myrtle, I believe, is in a glass. And then I need the house cup. This one I think I was able to move up 1 with the event over the weekend. And then I got Minerva over and over. But I couldn't get the rest very much. Definitely not enough to prestige again. This one, I did move up once, and then I did not see a fox at all. I need the owl lectern, the hourglass, both those are in the fortresses, I know, and then that'll be ready. This one, I did not see Salazar Slytherin at all, and I still need this one, the wild boar, which I know is in the fortress. This one, I still need a few things to get them green starred, but otherwise we're there. I need Harry and Snape, which are both things to catch, and Ron, which is catching. I do need to get the green star on the sign-up sheet, but I'm not worrying about that because so few other things that you need. So with this one, some of them you get like the key and whatever you get in the fortress. You get the book in the fortress. Things like that. So I don't want to go after the sign-up sheet until I need more fortress from of the others. Obviously, I'm working on all of that. And I need 1 more James Potter. And then Fortress. And then I'd for sure go after Fortress again, because that would be all I'd need there. Just need the Ministry Memos to green star all of those. I need the Veil, which is in the wild. And Bogrod, which is in the wild, to be able to do that one. To gold all of these. And it was last night I prestiged this page and got it to here. So all of those are green star. I need to get all of these green starred and then work on these, which I believe are all in the wild. Oh, that one's not, the Thunderbird. So once I get in the alchemy. So once I get 3 more unicorn and 2 more newts, then I'll go into the fortress again there. Unless they come up with something else, and then yeah. Or unless I need to. This is in the fortress. This one's in the wild. And I need 6 of that in the wild, so I'm waiting to go in the fortress, because, yeah. That one's in the wild, this is in the fortress, and this one is in the wild. So I need to get those 2 from the wild, 2 more brooms, and 4 more goblets, or Goblet of Fires. And then I can go to the fortress again for that one. Wild, and wild. That one's in the fortress, and this one's in the wild. So I'm after 3 more Cedric Diggory, and then I'd go in the fortress there. This one I prestiged last night, so obviously I'm after everything there. And I need 15 monoculars before I go in the fortress again here, since everything else is gold. So I will not be going in the fortress with that one for quite a while. I'm actually going in the fortress, or I've been going in the fortress with this one because I need the skeeving snack boxes. So this is in the wild, and I need that. This is in the wild. This is in the wild. And this I know is in the fortress. And then we're all there. So, obviously fortress, wild. I need those to finish those off. And this is in the fortress. These, obviously, I'm not going to get, or these, until they do something. And I've got that one complete. So, right now, when I go in the fortress, I'm taking in taking in this one, The Wonders of the Wizarding World. And otherwise, right now, I'm catching stuff. If you see, I did increase my level. I did that last night or the day before. Professions. Let's look at them. So I have completed the professor, and I'm on level 8 on the aura now that I'm working on. Let's switch so you can see. We need 4 for this one. And then I'm not sure. And that's what I'm waiting on. That's why I'm not doing any of the others. This will eventually need done. It needs another 4. This one needs 15. This one needs 4. And then it's got 2 more, probably 4s. This one I can't see. I think they're probably 4s or something. 15. Oh. 4, 15, and 15. So, that's where I'm at with this one. Switch back so I don't forget. You can see I have more than enough scrolls. I'm just working on the red books and the other. Pick this up. I was able to purchase a increase in storage capacity just recently. On top of, that's what I used everything we got for, was to increase that. So there's that. The one I don't need. And that red dot is probably because I have not looked at the bundle yet. And I see something growing, so. And it's not raining, so I'll be able to go in a little bit and walk around. Professor Sprout. I do need you for sure. Oh wait, that's the Bowtruckles. Okay, let's look at it just so... I'm just going to claim it so I don't forget. So there's your spell energy, your silver key that you could purchase, or those. Like I said before, I try to focus on this one. The vault extensions, just because... Yeah, so... Okay, now let's go see see if David's messaged yet. I do not... Oh, I forgot. I saw... And I just saw it again there. 2 hours, 31 minutes is what? I don't know if I have it in my potions. Nope. Lovage. Might be quicker to do it this way. So there have been things being submitted, more things are going through. I can actually access and do reviews and stuff, but from what I understand, I cannot yet submit. So... close to here. But I think I'm going to go closer over to David's work. Just so that when he gets out, I'm good to go. Now, I'm not going to really look at it while I'm driving. I'm just going to leave it and stop, or look at it once I stop. I think I'll go over to the tabernacle. I was thinking about the library, because that's also close, but I think I'll go to the tabernacle. So one thing I had thought of talking about this time is the fact that sometimes tuning out of what's going on in the world is the best. One of the YouTube channels I like to watch was talking, they're in Alaska, so and they actually live in a more remote part, not way remote, but they live outside of or they live in, quote, quote, live in North Pole, but they have to drive, I think it's about they drive 15 minutes, I think, to get to, I don't know if it's North Pole or Fairbanks. I'm not quite sure which one of those it is. They talk about driving into town and whatever. They do live on a plot of land that's, from what I can tell, even bigger than where I live. And we have enough that we have a septic system on our lot. Our garden is bigger than our house, and we still have plenty of grass and everything. So, yeah. Theirs is bigger than that, their plot. I know they have a lot of room there. So I think they're outside of town, not directly in town. So, but they talked about how they quit turning on the news and quit listening to the news, etc. And it actually, things became a bit better, and because of everything going on right now. And that, not that they are completely tuned out, they just don't tune into everything as much. And that's one thing that I think I'm actually going to work on doing more. That may sound bad, but And I do need to do one thing here. Okay. Hopefully they'll remove it. Because I don't see anywhere to move it to. Okay, let me quickly do one thing because I'm not hearing from David. Trying to get rid of everything while I'm calling him. Oh, now you see. Okay, not really saying anything there, and I'm not getting an answer from David, so I guess I get out and walk around for a little while. Oh, I know what I'll do. There. And of course it's starting to sprinkle. But I won't stay out long anyway. Just because I'm not sure what my body will be able to handle. One thing is my legs have been, I think, in general, better off than my back. So I don't think I lost as much there. It's more my core and back. Well, my core period, because the core is both. A lot of people, when they hear core, they think front and back. For me, it's just, they think front, but core is actually front and back, not just the front. So, and my PT figured out that I'm really good at keeping my stomach muscles really good, or better. It's the back and sides that struggle more with me. Usually, in the way, so there's tests you can do to figure that out. And if people had looked in the past had registered because some of the testing had been done such that it should have figured it out. But because they're so used to seeing the front as weak, when they saw how strong my stomach abdomen was, those muscles, they kind of just assumed. I only got one gift out of all of that. Oh well. They assumed that the same was true of all of my core muscles, even as their testing kind of showed them that it wasn't. And so they just went from there to, okay, here's how you strengthen. But everything they worked on had me use to strengthen was abdomen, or more abdomen. Some of it was back, but most of it was abdomen. And so I kept strengthening what was strong, but they'd only have me lightly, or they'd have me work on it, because something must be, you're going to need to work on this because you're just lucky. And you must need to get it, be even stronger or something. We don't know what. But to have had a C-section and a hysterectomy and the number of kids you've had, you do need to strengthen every woman needs to strengthen the abdomen if they've had that and they've never really focused on it. And that was literally what they would say. And once my PT got to me, he found out that actually I already had the abdomen really good, and he assumes I probably have had a strong abdomen for a long time. My deliveries have been an indication of that, etc., I guess, which makes sense. So my first, I went to the doctor. My appointment was at 11 or 11:30, I don't remember which. And I'd been having major depression. And they were starting to, and there were signs of fetal stress. So he said, we're just going to induce you. Yeah, you're about a week early, but we're going to induce you. So they put in they did an induction that I've rarely heard of, and they put in a catheter or whatever and expand it so it forces the cervix open. And then once you reach a certain dilation, then they send you up to the hospital. And he said, there's enough signs, we stopped your labor. My guess is your body just forgot what it was doing once we stopped the tributaline, I think is what they used to stop the labor. But once they stopped that, he figures it kind of stopped the labor totally, and my body forgot. And so he figured he could put in this ball catheter and my body would just go, because he said, I've been expecting a call any day for 3 to 4 weeks now. He let me go off the medication to stop labor half a week before they wanted him to, because he's like, no, there's enough signs and that's close enough. Well, so he did that, somewhere between 3 and 5, I went back in. They checked, and I was at a 5.5. Just from that, not really steady contractions, but I was at that point. So he sent me up to the hospital for Pitocin. And then had me and Steven and so I went through, normally, and then they hit a point where I hit transition. They checked, they're like, okay, but you're gonna take a while to push. They had me push. They called the doctor to get up and said, and I heard him say, but it's her, or I heard the nurse say, I don't care. Her pushes are strong. You need to get up here. 30, but she told me, you cannot push. 30 minutes later, the doctor finally got up there. And the whole time, I'm trying not to push. And I figured out that what it was she basically, because she said she one push and she crowned and stayed crowned. And he actually came in thinking he didn't believe her. And I did not have an epidural or anything. I'd actually gotten some painkiller in the IV just before she checked and found out I was complete. My mom was not happy. Okay. Oh, I know why. My mom was not happy because she'd said to check me before giving me the medication, and they're like, no, she's got hours left. And my mom said, no, I think she just went through transition. No, she's got hours left. It's her first baby. And when they checked me and found that out, they freaked out. So that was my first, less than 7 hours. Max 8 hours from the doctor appointment, but I know I was waiting there for a while, and then he made the decision. And then the way they induced was unusual too. So there was that one. Then with Danny, they induced me with Pitocin. And he was about 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes from start of induction till he was out. With him, the doctor actually said, they grabbed another doctor. And I heard so at that point, I did not have my mom up there that time, I don't think. I had a friend, and the friend's boyfriend or fiance, I can't remember which it was at the time, was out in the hall. He said he watched them come out screaming, grab a doctor who had been he overheard had been in with another patient for over 2 hours pushing. Just grab this doctor. And within just a couple of minutes, the friend said, 5 minutes, the friend said the doctor came out shaking because of how quick I had delivered. He had been complaining because he's like, I'm not going to be in there with her for hours and whatever. And they're like, no, get in here, I guess, is what I understood. You won't have to be in here for hours. We need a doctor now. Her doctor's not going to make it. The next and he actually, I think he got there in time to deliver Danny's body. I'm not positive. Or the other doctor delivered Danny's body, and I already had the head out. I can't remember. Mindy, they were going to induce me the next day. They were actually worried because with Stephen, his placenta had fell apart. And so they said my gestation, they couldn't induce, was short. So by 40 weeks I was overdue, but they can't induce until 39 weeks. And with Mindy, the doctor, just the way it worked out, Mindy was due. Her 39 weeks was the same week the doctor had already planned a vacation with his family. And so he was going to come back and induce me the day before I hit 40 weeks. And the day before that, I went into labor. And about somewhere between, or I think about 10 o'clock, I finally made it up to the hospital. About 11, they were going to send me home, but I had a doula coming up, so they waited for the doula. She got up there, and they told her, yeah, but just so you're aware, we're sending her home. And she said, no, you don't. Because I was of where I was at and whatever. They're like, yeah, but no, trust me, keep her up here. I'm watching her, and I know her past history and everything. Keep her up here. Mindy, and we warned the doctor, and then at like 12 or 12:30, they realized where I was I'd been at a 5.5 or I can't remember if I was at a 5.5 or a 7.5, 7, but I'd stalled for a while, for like an hour or two. And so they called the doctor up to break my water. And I said, you need to stay up here. He's like, no, it's okay. My office is just right down by the hospital. No, you need to stay here. Trust me. My doctor didn't make it for my last one. And he said he wouldn't have even made it from his office. He needed to stay in the labor and delivery as soon as he broke my water. No, it's okay. Broke my water. Actually, he must have broke it about 1 to 1:15, I think. But immediately went really quick. Within 30 minutes, really shortly, I was ready to push. They tried to prevent me pushing they called the doctor, tried to prevent me for a little while, and it was not working. So the nurse completely delivered the baby all by herself. We were all cleaned up. The baby was in the warmer for over 5 minutes before the doctor walked in the room. She was out. I think the placenta was out, and I was actually just fully recovering by the time the doctor got there. And my doctor walked in the next morning and he said, so my on-call doctor's first words to me were, she warned me, and I knew exactly who had delivered. So you can see. And then David, his was actually my longest labor. His was about 12 hours. But he came out with his shoulders. Usually they come up looking up at the sky or looking down at the floor. Usually down at the floor. That's the best. If I remember right. I can't remember for sure. But David was looking at the wall. His shoulders is the widest part of a baby's body. The part that will often get caught up and have to be rotated out and whatever, were up and down. So they were the widest part of his body was coming through the narrowest area of my pelvis. And at the same time, he was my biggest baby. He was 7.5 pounds, I think, about. My first one was about 6.5, I think. They were about a pound apart between my first and David. Or, I shouldn't say he was my first was my smallest, but my smallest single birth. And that was 12 hours, and my doctor said basically that was as hard or harder than delivering a breech, just with the way the shoulders come out. So he said if I had it didn't matter, as long as they weren't just laying completely sideways, I would be able to deliver naturally. And so that shows you, because each one of those, not one of them was I actually in the pushing stage for more than I think David was 30 minutes to an hour. David was longer. I can't remember how long his was. But even pushing, his it wasn't even 2 hours of pushing. It was, 15, 30 minutes, maybe an hour. It was a lot longer. The others were one push for the head and 1 or 2 pushes for the body. I think Stephen was maybe 4 max. And that was the first one. So that's why I kind of suspect the abdomen that my abdomen was a lot stronger than a lot of women's. Because obviously, yeah. And then the twins were C-section because one was transversely, which means completely on his side. That was the first one. And the second one had kidney issues. And they were afraid any labor, even if the first one was positioned correctly, just the stress of labor would kill the second one. So that one was C-section, and even that one, they kept telling me I didn't know what I was talking about, and then ended up telling me sorry later on, because I ended up waiting for a C-section while I was in transition. And everyone, labor and delivery, and everyone was freaking out because they knew the danger and everything else. So that was, the C-section was, probably the most interesting. I honestly wish with that one I'd been able to have the doctor I had with David. He was my OB until I went into preterm labor. And then they moved me down and he couldn't be my OB anymore. So let me message David that I'm outside. I'm kind of laying back right now, so let me go after this. I hope you guys are all doing well. I may be able to stream tomorrow because Mindy and I have PT, so I may stream again. And I will talk to you guys later.